Hello, people of the internet. Sorry for the three people paying attention. I know the last few videos, the audio has been really bad. I mean, of the me trying to explain what's happening. Basically, I'm back in Montenegro. The boss trip is officially over. They left this morning. There was a bit of a drama with getting to the airport, but anyway, they're gone. So now I have 1,000 million things to do inside the boat. But I have a couple weeks, and I am going to take a week off next week, basically. I'll still be on the boat, and I have a feeling I'll still end up doing a bit of work, even though I said I didn't need to. Yes, I have 1,000 million things to do. Today, I'm really just going to focus on laundry, getting that all done. They left some laundry for me. I'm not going to worry about the ironing just now because most of it hasn't dried anyway. There was a big storm, and it's not as hot and very humid, more than normal. So I have to wait for those things to dry and then iron them. All the bedding. Then I have to deep clean the room. I don't know if I'm going to fully do that today, but I'm going to do some. I'm also going to move myself out of this cabin into the main deck. I think I'm just going to move the bedding for now and a few bits and pieces, my chargers and laptop and stuff, and maybe a few bits of clothes. I think tonight, depending on how motivated I am, I'm going to still just take a shower here and leave all my shower stuff to do another day. I booked a massage for tomorrow at 1 p.m. My plan is to take tomorrow off. I think what's going to happen is I'm going to take the morning off, and then in the afternoon I'll do some little bits, like easy bits and pieces. I did clean the whole boat the other day, but obviously, as I mentioned, there was a storm that came in, so it was kind of pointless in a way, but it needed to be done because there was a lot of salt everywhere. So I'm taking out my bedding and washing it, which very much needed to happen. There, we had a 3-week boss trip that was meant to be 3.5 weeks, that was originally meant to be 2.5 weeks, that ended up being 3.5 weeks, that ended up being less than 3 weeks. So the theme here is that the schedule doesn't exist, it's a fiction. As is the case with a lot of these private yachts. So, I have until the 25th of June, when one of the bosses will be back, and we will leave some time at the beginning of July towards Greece. And that is going to be over 3 months of a boss trip, basically. Straight, no breaks. So I don't really know how I'm supposed to survive that, because this little trip has been so much. Yeah. And it's hard because they're on vacation, so they don't realize sometimes, I guess, that, like, I'm not really, even though I get to see cool stuff or whatever. But yeah, I basically had no days off. There was some days where there was not much to do, but I wasn't really off. I had like one day where I was kind of off when we were in Dubrovnik. And then there was one day in Split where I did very little, but not nothing. Plus, I'm just always on call. So, yeah, over 3 months at the end of this month is going to be very interesting. And I don't know how I'm supposed to clean and manage my own self also during all that time. It's going to be very interesting, especially when there's 5 other people on the boat, and if they're all also expecting me to do all their ironing as well as like drive the boat and clean the boat and all the things. I don't know how that's supposed to work, honestly. Okay, so right. That's all my sheets off. I won't bring them up. I won't bring them all up right now because it's a lot. But I will bring these. I'll bring some of them up. And we'll just have a look upstairs. There's not too much of a mess down here. Here's some of the laundry that I have to wait to dry to iron, and some other little projects that I may or may not have to do at some point. It's sunny now, so I'm trying to get all the moving stuff done before it rains again. Haven't checked the forecast, so I don't know if that's changed, but it was supposed to rain sort of midday today. So I also kind of want to go to the shop. Here's some more laundry. Just have pile like a whole day's of laundry basically. If I can get through all the laundry, that'll be a miracle. So in here is where I'm gonna move. Oh, it's already so much cooler. The air conditioning has been off, on and off. Something needs to be done with one of the pumps, but it does still work, but it wasn't that hot yesterday anyway. And then their room's down there. I've already stripped those beds. Sort of half done a bit of the bathroom. Haven't looked at the kitchen at all. I might just have a sneak around tonight. Also because I'm just basically moving into the kitchen, which is really more helpful to me than sorry, the washing machine stopped for a second. Than anything else. They've left me a few tomatoes. I think they were saying there's some sparkling water downstairs that's about to expire, so I'm going to grab that in a bit. Grapes, there's a few limes, some fruit, lettuce. Oh, that's good to know because I was going to get lettuce, and a few peppers. Lime in a bag. I don't know what this is. Oh, cheese. I'm sure that'll stay fine. And then I think, let's see, is this Feta going to expire? I don't think so. I think it lasts forever. What's the date on it? Anyway, I'll check that later. A little bit of milk. So yeah, I'm going to go to the shop and just done. Yeah, I have to put all these dishes away. It'd be nice to use a dishwasher instead of having to hand wash the dishes in that tiny sink. Very loud coffee machine. I also have to look through all these, so I'm just going to take them out. Manuals, which is what I did last time. They were off the boat. They had a bunch of manuals, which reminds me, I also need to get a folder to put all these in. It might have to be 2 folders because actually it's quite a lot. Luckily I discovered the AI is quite helpful for, what is that even? I don't know. There's a few zip ties, whatever this random thing is. So yeah, I have to go through those manuals. I have a list of other things that are going to be done that are basically other people are going to come around to do at some point, and I assume will be last minute, like last time. I was thinking we could get it done, you know, in the beginning, and then that way it's all done, but no one likes to do things ASAP. They all like to do them at the very last possible moment. Yeah, I have to get out the life jackets. Eventually someone's going to want to take them. Also upstairs I was going to grab one of the bike batteries. Isn't working. So someone's going to come fix that. I'm just going to grab it. That way it's out. And then if they come by, I can just give it to them. Anyway, yeah, so there's a million things to do. I have a couple weeks here, which should be good. And I guess they'll probably want the charger to see if it's charging. So yeah, we got the tender back from Dubrovnik. It's more or less working, but some things need to be done on it. Also, I've got the sub board out because they want me to clean the porthole windows on that. So that should be interesting. It does look like it's not going to rain, but what else was I gonna say? Yes. It's gonna be a busy day in town, so I don't know. How easy it'll be to get around. It's probably better if I leave actually the boat sooner rather than later to do shopping, because it may or may not become impossible after midday. But yeah, we had a good trip around Croatia, despite a few minor dramas. Being a sole crew is always a bit challenging, but the only good thing is now, at this exact moment, I have the whole boat to myself, which is both good and bad. In some ways, I feel like a bird just went on the bloody roof. I hate those stupid birds. Yeah, that's a real day in the life. It's definitely a bit of a nightmare to have an upcoming 3-month non-stop bus trip. As anyone probably in the industry will say, agree. But I see, doesn't like any of the things. Blinking coffee machine. Anyway, that's sort of the update, so I will keep you abreast of progress maybe next week when more things are done and it's less chaos and I maybe have actually gotten some sleep.